Welcome, everyone, to another broadcast of Southern Virginia Athletics. Art Furler here with Mike Harmon as we prepare for tip-off of the second game of our doubleheader. This one, the Southern Virginia Knights men's basketball team hosting the Mary Washington Eagles. The first game, the women's team falling 74-50. The Knights, as we regularly mention, hate to be so gracious of a guest to send folks away with 2 wins when they come and visit. Would love to snatch this one away.
Well, this is a hugely important game for the Knights as they are tied right now for third place, and Mary Washington is in the next spot. This could put some difference, separation between the Knights, and they could potentially, with a win, have third place all for themselves.
Yeah, move up into that upper echelon would certainly be helpful. And you know, also, both of these teams have lost recently to Salisbury by the same margin. It should be a very close contest. Either one could come away with this one. We're looking at starting lineups now. Mary Washington has already had theirs. They are starting number 1, Eric Shaw. Number 2, TJ Jones. Number 5, Mark Madison. Number 10, Jacob Williams. And number 22, John Lukenhaus. As for the Knights, who do we have, Mike?
We're talking number 4, Nate Adamson. Number 10, Anders Jacobson. Number 11, David Beatty. Number 30, Kevin Walker. And number 45, Justin Langford.
Some familiar names in that lineup. We did get notice before the game, though. Aaron Rumbaugh will be out this game. He's been a force coming off the bench for the Knights. Got a little bit of an injury in the weight room, trying to do a little too much, perhaps. The Knights will miss his effort today. And as long as we're mentioning other folks, Jace Edmonds and Zach Porter playing on the Knights men's squad. Both of their mothers here today. Like to see them. They came over and said hello. That they like watching from home. Love that. Anybody who's watching, feel free to come say hi to us if you're ever in town. And a shout out to everybody out there watching online. Thanks for joining us today. Mike, keys of the game, what do you think?
Well, the keys of the game is going to be who's going to be that next scorer coming off the bench with Aaron Rumbaugh out. Also, the Knights are going to have to get off to a great start. We noticed that when they do get off to a great start, then they tend to pull away. We've seen too many times, though, that it started slow and had to spend a lot of energy to make these huge comebacks. Again, all the men seem to think that they're going to make the Capital Athletic Conference tournament. This is one of those games that you have to win at home. And again, 8 or 9 wins in the conference, you're in it, and the Knights are right there on track.
Halfway there at this point. We will see what they can come up with as we get ready for tip-off. Eric Shaw for Mary Washington, David Beatty for the Knights. And here we go. And snatching that, Nate Adamson. Moving around to Beatty. Jacobson. To Langford. Everybody now with a touch is Walker. Tries to give back. Deflected, and it's going the other way.
And the Knights trying to run their little pick and roll, side pick and roll continuity offense there. A little bit more attacking nature is needed by the ball handlers.
Good defense by Beatty. Step back. And Walker with the rebound. And Jacobson will handle the ball.
Well, Jacobson's been coming out of the little slow start that he had starting the second semester over the past couple games.
Well, Jacobson with a basket there. They would love to see him get going early. He has been a prolific scorer at times past, hitting 1,000 points in his career earlier this season. He definitely has the ability. Three-pointer, no good, and Jacobson comes up with the rebound. That one tipped out, and it'll stay with the Knights.
See what type of set play the Knights run on their sideline out of bounds here. If they just try to get it in or try to set up something on an attacking nature.
Walker inbounds to Adamson. Walker guarded closely. Beatty up top. No good. The rebound down to Mary Washington. There's that pick and roll again. Passes off the mark. Beatty's going to come up with it.
Oh, that would have been a jump ball in the last game.
I wasn't going to say it, but since you did, absolutely right.
Well, we're just making the observation, right?
Beatty fights for it. Jacobson drives, loses it, gives up to Walker, and they'll set it up. Adamson to Langford. Beatty up top, never afraid to take that shot, but passes off this time. Langford back to the basket, turn around, too strong. And they're off to the races.
He had to put a little bit too much arch on it, just try to adjust it over his defender.
A little one-handed shot.
And again, both teams starting out very cold, as we saw in the earlier game.
Nice
nice reverse.
Through. The reverse under the basket by Adamson. The Knights up 4. Mary Washington trying to find some offense. Langford with the help. Good hands, and the 3. Beatty gathers. Walker.
We're seeing the Knights be very deliberate now.
Yeah, they are. Not so much on the runouts. Taking time to set it up, calling plays, and it's worked out so far. That will stay with the Knights.
Again, we can't stress how important this game is. You win this game, it puts you at 5 conference wins. Really only need 3 more to get into that conference tournament.
It pushes you up. It also pushes close competition down. So very, very helpful if the Knights can come away with this one. 8 seconds to shoot. Adamson drives, finds Langford. Got to put a shot up. Offensive foul on Langford.
Yeah, and I thought Justin should have pulled right up there at the elbow and took that nice little jump shot.
Yeah, foul's very precious for the Knights. Not a terribly deep team. And a walk. Great defensive effort. Kevin Walker. He is just such a tenacious defender. He just causes all kinds of matchup problems.
And in the last home game, we saw the Knights really start changing up their defenses from possession to possession, starting to do that in this game. That makes the offense have to slow down and really recognize what's going on.
Jacobson, and there's the 2 hands. It's going to be Jacob Williams called for the foul, his first. Walker to inbound, finds Beatty. Perhaps a little one-on-one. He does, spins, good look. Just a little too hard on that to Walker. It's a great thought. I especially like seeing the aggressiveness by Beatty, but then being willing to pass. Just a little too hard, caught Walker off guard.
Well, both teams still in that filling out stage. Not a lot of continuity we've seen on either offensive end.
Barely across the timeline. Mary Washington on a short clock to set up. 10 to shoot. Just barely making it inside the 3-point line. Looking to drive, no good. And the 3 is good that time from the big man, John Lukenhaus. And the Eagles are on the board. Looking across, Jacobson slashes.
Oh, great job of shielding the defender off using his body.
Yeah, hanging in the air. That's going to be Shaw. Eric Shaw's first foul. Anders Jacobson has struggled a little bit at the line this year, which is very odd for his career. He runs a bit hot and cold.
Well, in the last game, he really started to break out with his scoring. Hopefully this game we'll see that continue.
He definitely has the ability. Misses the first, makes the second.
Here's that full court press.
Able to break it. Numbers now for the Eagles. Good defense by Langford, but it's not enough.
That was almost too easy there.
Walker kind of got clipped on his way around, and that's going to be a second quick foul on Eric Shaw. He's not particularly pleased with the call. And that will bring in a substitution, Johnny Cronin.
I'd like to see Walker and Jacobson and Edmonds really, or Adamson out there, really use the screen a little bit more. We see them coming off the screen, and they're too far away from it.
So both guys playing through the whistle that time.
Well, you always want to make sure, never leave it in the referee's hands, right?
Absolutely. It'll stay with the Knights on a kickball. Walker inbounds to Adamson. Walker looks to drive.
Another quick hand check called.
Mark Madison.
A quick 4 fouls on the Eagles.
Very quick. Less than 5 minutes into this game. Quickly heading into the 1-1, just a few more. Adamson finds Beatty, works his man down. Soft touch off the glass, and Beatty's on the board. The Knights going to the press. Adamson just about comes up with it.
Kevin Walker just a half a step away from a steal.
It does burn a lot of time. Three-pointer. Beatty skies for the rebound. Looks to go all the way. Soft touch on the end, his own rebound. A lot of contact, no call. Langford straight up to avoid the foul. And that's going to go out of bounds.
Yeah,
T.J. Jones.
On that putback by David, really like to see him give a pump fake after an offensive rebound. Yep. He's a great foul shooter. He'll get somebody in the air.
When you got 3 defenders on you, one of them's going to bite. Saw on that last one, his pass didn't work out, so I think he decided he was going to take that one no matter what. Walker.
Oh, and a walk there by Langford. And he knew it. He's little wry smile as he turned around.
Little shrinking into the shoulders. 7-5. Knights still with the lead.
And the ball on that press is getting to the middle. Way too easy.
Langford, great defense. Not fouling despite the shot fake.
Again, that's kind of reminiscent of what we saw in the first game, in the first quarter. The layups just not being made by the Eagles.
Walker shoots a quick 3. Boarded by Jacobson. And they'll reset. Jacobson for 3. Too strong. Fighting for the rebound, but it's going the way of Mary Washington. Good wraparound pass. Adamson this time with the rebound. Jacobson slows down, waits for help. Beatty, 3. In and out.
And that was a good 3. David was able to step right into it, and Anders put it right on the money on his pass.
A lot of pushing at the end of that. And the 3 is good at the other end for John Lukenhaus, I believe his second.
You're absolutely correct.
6 points for him.
And for being listed as a center, he has a great soft touch.
Yeah, great stroke. Beatty gonna get called for the travel, taking just that quick step. Jace Edmonds coming in the lineup along with Cale Thornton.
You know, and David's so quick, he doesn't have to try to find that extra advantage. He can sweep through, put the ball down, and go off without having that walk.
Cale Thornton in defense. And able to tip that rebound back to Edmonds. And now Jacobson to control for the Knights. Edmonds again to Thornton.
Art, the Eagles are going way underneath the screens, so if the Knights could set their screens even lower, then we'd have better shots.
Lots of room. Beatty connects over the top of that. Yeah, at some point, they're going to have to either fight over it or gap back, and either way, you get a great opportunity. That one just absolutely lost control. going to bring Emmett Mosley into the lineup for Nate Adamson. Emmett's one of those hustle guys you really like to see on the floor. Very scrappy, injects a lot of energy into the team.
Yeah, he only has one speed.
Yeah, yes he does, and it ain't
Fast.
slow.
Not like you or I.
No, sir. Mosley gives to Thornton. Edmonds and Beatty.
A little bit of a heat check there.
A little bit. Open shot that time. Clearly not what Cronin was looking for up top. And they're calling the foul on the floor. That's going to be Emmett Mosley, his first. Langford back in the lineup. He'll give David Beatty a breather. Just the second foul in 8.5 minutes for the Knights.
They're playing very well.
Caught that one in rhythm. Langford deflects it to Mosley. Drives down, good handoff, but the shot is off. Mary Washington looking to push. Jacobson, good defense.
Yeah.
Good, no foul.
Defensively, both teams are doing a stellar job. Offensively, where's the points going to come from?
Edmonds, Jacobson.
There's a, oh no.
Second foul on Langford, that one on a moving screen.
And Justin didn't have to move at all.
Yep.
Anderson ran his man directly into him. There was no reason for that movement.
Langford will stay on the floor with 2 fouls just 9 minutes into the first half.
Again, there's another roll of the dice.
Oh, and could have picked up the third one right there. Oh, good dish. And Cale Thornton.
The foul magnet. And we don't even have to question that one.
Nah.
I think we both saw the whack across the head.
Zach Porter in the lineup for the Knights now. And that'll also bring in Matt Forrest for Mary Washington. Again, that basket good for Johnny Cronin. Opportunity for the three-point play. And hits it. Mosley at the point. Knights trailing by 2. This not a typical lineup we've seen for the Knights throughout this season. I don't know that we've ever seen this particular group of 5 on the floor. Walker to Thornton, and another traveling violation. The Knights really doing some damage to themselves so far in this first half.
Yeah, just becoming very disjointed on the offensive end. Doesn't look like they have a real plan of attack.
They have a plan defensively, though, that's for sure. Time's up, throws it away. And the circus shot, no good, but
should be something there.
Yeah, a lot of contact. Good dish, Cale Thornton. Cale Thornton stands there, bodies up. I don't know. What? It's a running joke. Cale Thornton can't step on the court without getting a foul call.
Exactly. On the other end, though, we'd like to see Jace Edmonds, instead of trying to make that circus shot, just go up strong with it, allow the foul to happen.
Shorts the free throw, thank goodness. It's going to bring Joe Holland in for the Knights for Cale Thornton. It's like a comedy club. Cale Thornton steps on it's a 2 foul minimum.
Exactly.
He gets on the court, it's a 2 foul minimum. What is going on? Cronin makes the second. His 4th of the game.
Oh, man.
Knights down 3. Talk about a lineup we haven't seen. Walker now in the full court press, bothering him a little bit, just dribbles around it. Good lob ahead.
Nice.
Nice timing. Porter waits for the defender to fly by.
Well, love the pump fake and then using the rim as a protector.
Yep. That trap. And a timeout called The trap effective by the Knights that time, forcing the timeout call by Mary Washington. Ball carrier called the timeout, I assume?
Supposedly, yes.
All I saw was a referee point at that bench.
Well, that's supposed to mean that's who called the timeout.
Okay. I'm just asking.
We've seen a lot of strange things, Art.
You know, it's tough enough for us to keep up with the rules, and we get to have a little bit slower reaction time than players do, than coaches do, than referees do. But that's why they get paid the big bucks. So.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's why we just get to sit over here and have fun. They're supposed to be serious about it.
Absolutely. 11-12, 10 minutes into this game. Relatively low-scoring contest. At this pace, nobody on pace to hit 50. We'll see.
And I'm going to give a shout-out to somebody else. We have our statisticians over there, Amber and Tatiana. They love this type of pace because there's not a lot to do.
Makes their job easier. Under 10 to shoot. Mary Washington still looking for it. And the hurried three-pointer, no good that time. The Knights with an opportunity to take the lead. Walker to Edmonds. Edmonds looks to pull up. Good look. It'll stay at this end. What a great look down low to Porter.
That wasn't because he was able to use the screen so effectively. That set up Zach to be so wide open underneath the basket. Just a little bit less on the pass would have been more effective.
Edmonds and Porter playing well together. Makes sense. Their moms are hanging out. So why not keep it in the family?
There you go.
Walker now with the ball. 10 seconds to shoot. Looking for something. Adamson. Fighting underneath. And it will stay at this end.
Nice job again, Zach Porter keeping things alive.
Beatty will come back in. Knights bought him some time to get a breather. Good effort by Edmonds in there. And the Knights down one, and Beatty now with some fresh legs. Way long on that shot, swatted on the backside by Adamson, but not enough to disrupt the play.
Oh, and that's going to be a foul probably on David.
Just back in the game, Beatty picks up the foul. Luckily, only his first, but you don't like seeing that just after coming in the game. However, you do like after the foul is called anyway, you swatting at the ball and making sure.
Exactly. Don't let the ball get to the rim.
Oh, and that one, it's up for grabs.
On the floor. Oh.
And a little bit of.
Should have somebody over the back.
And what are we seeing here?
Yeah, someone's going to go shoot 1-and-1.
That's fouls on Emerson Burke. Apologies for not getting his check into the game earlier.
Fifth team foul. 6 on the Knights, 5 on the Eagles.
Well, they've really slowed down, though. They were 4 very quickly for the Eagles. It looked like the Knights were going to be shooting the 1-and-1 through most of the half, but still only 8.5 minutes left. Have not hit that point. Very close defense by Mark Madison. Kick out. Walker. Short. Follows his own shot.
And he knew that was off as soon as it left his hand.
Steps back. Also no good. Mary Washington tips to themselves. TJ Jones.
Man, the offense is as cold as it is outside. I think Kevin may have got a little bit of that ball.
And it's going to go the way of the Knights. Anders Jacobson back in the lineup. He'll relieve Walker.
So it's been a long time since we've seen on the men's side 12 minutes into the game and only maximum of 12 points scored.
Oh, goodness. Absolutely. Anders Jacobson looking to change that as he comes on the floor. The drive by Adamson, spins, lots of contact, and there will be the foul on this one. That's going against 11, Brent Mahoney. That's going to send Nate Adamson to the line. He's got 2 points already in this one.
And you got kind of a small but very mobile team in there now for the Knights. I'd like to see him again spread it out, maybe a little bit more drive to the basket, maybe something like a 5-out. And some passing and cutting, and then a drive to the basket could create a little bit more fouls and more opportunities at the free throw line.
Adamson hits them both, and the Knights retake the lead, especially with, I mean, Beatty and Jacobson are such talented drivers. If you can get them some isolation, a lot of good things can happen. Mark Madison all the way to the rim and makes it. His first basket of the game, but slashes for that one very effectively. Jacob Williams to the scorer's table, along with John Lukenhaus. Beatty. Adamson, three-pointer, got it! Joe Holland, another player that has not seen a lot of minutes, but certainly provides a lift right there.
Yeah, that's a major lift for him. Because we really haven't seen a consistent three-point shooter. We've seen a bunch of streaky three-point shooters in David Beatty and in Kevin Walker and in Anders Jacobson, but nothing consistent. And if Joe Holland can provide that consistency, they'll make the Knights team much more competitive in the Capital Conference.
8 seconds to shoot, and the foul committed at Zach Porter. And that's going to send the Eagles to the line in the 1-and-1. Emerson Burke to take the first. Makes the first. And the potential to tie the game on this shot. And does so. And the full court press is on now. Nah, just kidding.
Just showing it to make the Knights think a little bit.
Yep, some inbound pressure. Jacobson finds Beatty. A little bit of confusion perhaps. Putting it together now. 10 seconds to shoot. Beatty. 5 seconds.
And a little bit of a walk there.
Kissing it off the glass, but a lot of traveling violations.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of turnovers on both teams, unforced turnovers. 16
apiece. A lot of that, and that's out of bounds.
Again, another really unforced turnover. Neither team wants to grab that lead and run with it.
16 points apiece, very low scoring. What that means, though, is if one team gets hot and puts up some points, it can be very, very difficult for the other to answer. Buckets in this game mean a lot more in a low-scoring contest.
And we know how the Knights have put things together in the second half, especially in this building.
Very true. Beatty backs him down, gets him. Baseline jumper on the turnaround. Beatty now with 6. Turnover, steal. And foul is called. Great effort by the Green Meanie that time, making sure our players stay safe. Long time until that foul is actually called.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to debate on they're going to call it on. It was always a defensive foul. They're just trying to figure out who
gets it, right? Adamson to the free throw line. Yes, sir. That will bring in Cale Thornton to relieve Zach Porter. Just before he goes in, Coach Caputo saying, play tough defense, but no stupid fouls.
And it's always easy to say that as a coach.
Right?
But have it translate over to a player. That's something if you could bottle that, you'd be a millionaire. Great job by Jacobson.
Right through his feet. That's going to be over and back.
Yep.
No contact. That one just.
Well, that was all set up by great defense by Andrew Jacobson.
That was not a bad pass. That was a muffed long snap.
Exactly.
Right through the legs of Mark Madison. Knights lead by 3 in a game that's been this tight. If they extend it to 5 or 6, that may be the largest lead we've seen today. Lob over the top to Beatty. Beatty drives, kicks out. Jacobson loses the handle. Fights down low to Beatty. Good ball movement. Walker for three. Got it! Walker's first points of the game.
And you hit the nail right on the head. Not just good ball movement, great ball movement.
It's that extra pass. Beatty flying out, trying to get it in those passing lanes, slow down the ball movement of the Eagles. And the three-pointer the other way, no good. Beatty fights for it, gets Cale Thornton out on the runner. Smart play. When you're off balance or ahead, just get the basket. There's been a lot of missed dunks in basketball recently.
They all count the same.
You don't need to do that. The full court press is on.
I know the fans want that.
Well, the fans want to win more, I suspect.
Exactly.
Blocked by Kevin Walker. Looking ahead again, over the back, and the soft touch in Joe Holland. That's a timeout taken by the Mary Washington Eagles to slow things down. What else do you do? Tied at 16 apiece just a few minutes ago. All of a sudden, we're at 10.
Yeah.
That's a shell shock.
Great 10-0 run for the Knights. Again, it's not started or predicated on their offense. It's all about their defense right now.
Defense becomes offense. Those last two runouts, you get ahead. But I'll tell you, with as sloppy as this game has been so far, I'm just really impressed. Both of those lobs to big men in stride that they come up with and are able to convert the basket, that's pretty uncommon.
Yeah, you see the Knights work on that consistently during their practices. They have a couple drills, especially one that they like to really run, gets them loosened up. There's a full court layup drill and work really on those lob passes. And we're starting to see the fruits of it right now.
Paying dividends, certainly. So we went from 16 to 16, 7 fouls to 7 just a few minutes ago. Now 26-16, 7 fouls apiece. What do you do if you're Coach Kahn of the Eagles?
Well, you have to talk about, guys, we got to score. We got to make sure that we get good shots. They're taking shots deep into the shot clock, and they're just throwing things up. If they could get across half court, which the Knights aren't letting them do,
right,
with any type of relative ease, if they get across half court and set their offense up with about 20, 25 seconds left on the shot clock, that would be great. But the Knights are countering that and saying, you're not going to start your offense until 15 to 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Well, and Mark Madison, one basket, number 5, just 2 points. But, man, he got that one so quickly. He's shown the ability to cut and drive. They just haven't given him a lot of opportunities to do that, or he hasn't taken them. Now the point guard, Madison, bringing it up.
Well, again, one of their better players, Shaw, is out with 2 fouls, and he picked those up very early in this half.
Yeah, very true. Trying to put something together now. Open shooter in the corner. Can't hit. And fighting Joe Holland. Really having an impact in this one. Walker gets tripped up from behind. Isaac Blue called for the foul. That'll be his first, just in the game. And that'll send Walker to the line in the 1-and-1.
You know, and at least for this game, it looks like the coaching staff has really hit upon something here, going a little bit smaller. We count David Beatty not as a center or a power forward. He's really a guard.
Right. Too strong on the free throw. Beatty fights for it, but won't come up with it. Madison on the drive.
No shot, he says.
Shot. That's Holland's first foul.
Now let's see how both teams attack the basket after they're both in the 1-and-1. Who's going to get to the double bonus quicker?
Well, and that's exactly what I was talking about there. Madison going hard to the rim. If not for the foul, would have completed the basket, but gets called on the floor anyway. Either way, you're awarded for it.
Well, that's where
an Eagle.
That's where your help defense has to come in. It's extremely difficult, especially with the way the rules are written right now, for you to really play one-on-one defense and stop a driver getting to the basket.
Right. And because he makes the first, earns a second on that. Something the Knights would have liked to do on the other end. Oh, the lob ahead to Walker.
And they
Too
just lost
easy,
him
and the foul. That's going to be Johnny Cronin.
And they just forgot about Kevin Walker on the backside.
Sorry, guys. I was just going to say, you know, Walker missed that last free throw. It would have really helped to get the first and earn a second, but certainly makes up for it on the run out there. Gets the 2 points already, the chance for the third, and an additional foul on Cronin. And this time, does not miss. Great job by Walker on that one. Brent Mahoney to inbound. And the full court press by the Knights. And that one flies out of bounds.
Again, you're seeing a little bit of faces of, what are you doing? Get down further to the corner. Maybe not so much of communication necessary that the Eagles need to have. Again, the Knights are putting on a lot of pressure, not with their hands, but with their feet.
Well, and some of this isn't directly causing the steal. Some of it is just what I would. Oh, I thought he had a heel up. I don't know. I wasn't looking right at it.
Yeah, the referee
Coach Kahn clearly was.
Yeah. Well, and the referee was right on the sideline looking down it, so we'll give him that one.
Sure. We're generous like that. Eagles really working the ball around. Completely around the horn at least once. Flips it up. I don't know if that was an intentional shot or not, but it counts. Cronin with the basket. He's got 6. And fighting for it, Beatty now. The steal in the backcourt in the basket by Luke Knaus. And now the full court press is absolutely on. The Knights able to break it. Can't find an open Cale Thornton underneath.
And all of a sudden, the ball handlers for the Knights want to get the ball out of their hands very quickly.
Good look for Thornton, and he'll get fouled. That is again Cronin. And he picks up 2 very quickly. And fouls starting to pile
up.
Fouls starting to pile up. That's the sentence I was going for.
Say that 3 times fast.
I couldn't say it 1 time slow. Thornton, no good on the first. But on the upside, he hasn't drawn a foul in a while.
It's true. It's always the first 2 that he seems to pick up within a minute.
Very short on the second. Mary Washington loving that perimeter, now drives. And will be forced back out. Thornton forces a very odd shot that time, and a good board by Holland. Knights up 7, 2:20 to play. Jacobson to handle to Adamson, to Beatty. Back to Jacobson. 10 to shoot. Kicks outside. Beatty. Jacobson. Had to put that one up, 3 seconds on the clock.
But still, great ball movement, and Jacobson did have a wide open shot.
He did.
Oh, and they're going to say that went off of Anders?
Off of the Knight.
Wow.
And it'll stay at this end. Tyler Thurston checking in for Mary Washington.
So we've seen both teams have mini runs. Knights, a 10-point mini run. Mary Washington, a 6-point mini run.
Jacobson skies for the rebound. Beatty. Kick out to Walker. Drives. Goes back to Beatty. Thornton, excuse me. Cale Thornton and 1.
Again, Cale's able to use those shoulders to get put the ball between him and the defender.
Extending that lead back to 9. Little confusion there. Coach Caputo trying to get Nate Adams' attention, saying Nate, 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 and Andrew Jacobson's like, Knight. Yes, we're in Knight. No.
And that free throw looked very good by Cale Thornton.
And not just because it put the Knights back up 10, but it also, as it turns out, did that. The Knights pressing again. And then back out of the trap. Forcing an off-balance shot.
Yeah, it looked like that might went off of Zach Porter. As he disappears under the stands to retrieve the ball.
It's a leader servant right there, Mike.
That's right. That's what we're all about.
Absolutely. Shot clock's been reset. Jacob Williams at the point. Kicks around, good drive. Great job by the Knights to collapse, but an outside shooter is open, way short. And that's going to be a quick foul. That's going to be Jacob Williams, a third on him, unless I'm mistaken. No, looks like they have two.
I've only got two also. So I'm rubbing off on you.
Numbers are hard. Numbers are hard.
I miscounted in the first. You're just trying to make me feel better. No,
Yeah. Third, hey? Yeah. Kevin Walker to the free throw line. Makes it. He's quietly got 7 points. Very distributed scoring. We asked who that third scorer was going to be for the Knights. Adamson with 5, Beatty with 6, Walker with 7, Thornton with 5. Make that Walker now with 8. They also have Porter with 2 and Jacobson with 3.
Well, we wondered who was going to come off the bench really to give that lift, and we've seen who it is. It's Thornton and Holland.
Yeah, very quality minutes from each of them. Nice finger roll that time by Lucanals. He's got 10. Beatty helping work through the press. He gets it back.
Yep, and just got it caught up on his shoulder and chin there.
Pass was a bit too high from Walker, but it's David Beatty. Still got the smile on his face. Always with the smile.
Goes over, hands the ball very nicely to the referee.
7 seconds difference between shot and game. Knights up 10. Would love to get a stop and hit one more to send it into the half.
Well, that was a quick shot by the Eagles.
First part complete.
Oh.
They do get a stop, but it'll roll out of bounds off of Walker.
Just could not pick it up.
So the shot clock is off.
And now I'd be very surprised if the Eagles don't take the last shot.
Yeah, you'd certainly want to delay for at least the next 10 or 12 seconds. And they do exactly that. Saving for the last shot. TJ Jones. Wide open. No good. Jacobson comes away with it. Solid defense by the Knights that time. They did allow an open shooter in Isaac Blue, but good to know he hasn't scored anything yet today. He's not going to hurt you, at least not that badly. So the Knights go into the locker room up 34-24 in what was a tied game. I believe it's 16 apiece.
Yes.
That one big run has been the difference so far in this game. Besides that, pretty much blow for blow, both before and after.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great defense by both teams. Just 2 runs, one by each team that the Knights get the better of going into halftime with a 10-point lead. We know how well they've come out and play in the second half, so this bodes really well for the Knights.
Yeah, able to weather that storm. While we all weather the snowstorm outside, we'll see if the Knights able to do that in the second half as well. But as of right now, the Knights leading 34-24 over the Mary Washington Eagles. Stick around, folks. We'll get you here in the second half in about 15 minutes. Welcome everyone to the second half of our doubleheader today. Southern Virginia men's basketball hosting the Mary Washington Eagles, leading 34-24 at the half. And Mike, when we looked at the stats of the first half, there was one number that was very, very pronounced. What was that?
Well, I looked at the offensive rebounds for Mary Washington. 0 offensive rebounds, which means the Knights are doing a great job checking out on the defensive end.
So the Knights have 3. So it's not like it's being crazy swayed one or the other, but 0.
0 offensive rebounds for a half. That is amazing.
Shooting percentages as well. Mary Washington from the 3 shooting 15.4%, 2 for 13, a little bit better, 27.6, 8 for 29 from the field. The Knights, though, 44% field goal, 12 for 27, only 22.2. Nobody shooting particularly well from 3 today.
No, but like we said, the Knights really seem to heat up in this building in the second half, so hopefully they can ride that momentum and keep this 10-point lead and extend it.
We shall see, and we are underway. And Beatty will get called for a foul very early in this second half, just his second. But his fouls are precious, not the kind of thing that they want to be giving away, especially on the shot. Too strong for Eric Shaw, who sat most of the first half in foul trouble, already with 2. Only 2 points so far. And connects on the second. The full court press that gave the Knights some trouble is back on. Beatty here to help. Look ahead. And able to find Adamson.
Oh, nice look-away pass.
Absolutely. Finds Langford his first bucket. Langford also sat a lot in the first half with 2 fouls. So both teams reloading with some weapons not available to them in the first. Takes a few tries, but Eric Shaw able to put that one in, and he's got 5 points now very quickly here in the second half, or 5 points total, excuse me, most of them here in the second. Adamson on the drive.
Be a charge.
Yep. Just the first on Adamson, but the offensive foul, not a good thing. Tipped away, it'll stay with Mary Washington. And the Knights go into their press. And just barely across the timeline. Madison on the drive. Kicks. And Beatty fighting over the top of Shaw. Blue kick, white ball. And Beatty's efforts pay off, scrapping for that one.
Again, Shaw's trying to make his presence felt. Sat on the bench for a majority of the time in the first half.
Good spread by the Knights to break the press. Walker elevates to get that tip, which converts for Jacobson. Gets the basket, he's now in 5. 6 Knights with 5 or better in a game where the Knights combined for only 38. That's pretty distributed.
Yeah, the Knights very balanced tonight.
Shaw back with the ball. Drives into Langford. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Kick to the corner. Langford too early on the jump. Going to the line on that one. Anders Jacobson called for the foul, his first. Good thing, could have gone against Langford perhaps, would have been his third. And Shaw really having an impact here in the early minutes of the second half. That could spell trouble for the Knights if they don't find some way to contain him.
Well, if they don't contain him, just as long as they match what he does and what the Eagles do, then the Knights get out of here with a great win.
Shaw doing well from the free throw line and also doing well getting there so far in the second half. And Mary Washington pulls off the press, as it's really not done too much to help them so far, at least not in this half. Adamson to Beatty. Ten seconds to shoot. Walker looking for room, drives. Got to get a shot up. Jacobson, teardrop.
Nice teardrop.
7 points now for Jacobson, and that one just when the Knights needed it.
And he's starting to heat up a little bit.
The drive by Madison ends up kicking out. Perhaps intentionally, perhaps not. Jones on the drive. And he
high off the
puts a
backboard.
floater. His first points of the game.
And we're seeing offensive output by both teams that we only saw in spurts in the last half.
Well, they're both driving to the rim. They're both doing something neither really committed too much in the first half. Adamson drives and kicks. Walker drives and kicks. 10 seconds. Jacobson trying to find some daylight. Beatty got it. David Beatty now with 9, and the Knights turn their press back on as the lead is up to 12. Time winding. Barely over the timeline once again. Pass was in the air as the time ran out. Very long three. Air ball that Beatty's happy to gather. Beatty pushes. Good look for Jacobson, who draws the foul. That's going to go against Lukenhaus, only his first. They'd love to see him start racking some up as well. 10 points leading the way for Mary Washington.
But now we're starting to see the Knights extend that 10-point lead, which is great news for them.
Yeah, you want to push that gap, give yourself as much room as possible to weather runs, because you know the team you're up against can do it, particularly, as we mentioned, Shaw back in the lineup brings a lot more offensive prowess. Both good that time for Jacobson. He's got 9. And the press is on. A lot of stutter step dribbling by Jones, very effectively, and a push off. A complete hook that time. Wow. First foul on Kevin Walker, but that was 2/3 of a bear hug with one arm. Wow.
Got completely moved out of the way there.
I wasn't sure if he was driving the ball or pushing a rugby pile.
Oh, and that's fortunate for David Beatty.
Yes, it is. That may have been a little give back on that one.
Maybe so.
Adamson to Jacobson to Beatty. Finds Langford up top. Jacobson to Beatty down low. Drives, loses it. deep in the shot clock. Shaw certainly doing a lot of rebounding this half as well. That one's a foul against Anders Jacobson. Lead extends to 14. They just ripped away by Nate Adamson. Gives it to Jacobson as he kind of loses the ball. Walker to Beatty.
Little bit long, but that was a great defensive play.
Speaking of which, Walker comes away with it. And Adamson goes up strong, forcing that foul. John Luke Knaus, again, the current leading scorer for the Eagles, has gotten 2 fouls in the last couple of minutes. His first 2 of the game, but
give a hand to Kevin Walker for hanging back and getting in the passing lane.
Absolutely. Never gives up on a play. It is not in his DNA. Adamson hits the first. That'll bring in some subs. Isaac Blue and Matt Forrest. Cale Thornton coming in as well. Mark Madison and Brent Mahoney to the bench. Langford to the bench for the Knights.
And as the Knights can keep extending this lead or just maintain it until about the 8-minute mark,
Thornton.
Then it's going to be great for the Knights. The Eagles are really going to have to scramble to try to get back.
And what could have been 1 more point turns into 3 for Adamson on the rebound by Thornton off of a free throw miss. And banging bodies, it's going the other way.
Nope, he reversed his decision. I think he got caught up a little bit and pointed the wrong way.
TJ Jones to inbound on what has now quickly become an 18-point lead and gives it right to Kevin Walker. Don't mind if I do.
That might be the easiest steal that Kevin gets all year.
Adamson, Thornton, working it around. Jacobson out to Beatty. Adamson to Walker. Time to tee it up. And it's coming back. The Eagles looking to push. TJ Jones drives. Blocked by Walker.
They're going to have to say it with the body. Oh, they're going to say it's on his arm. I couldn't believe that.
I don't know about that one. Well, Walker called for it, just his second. But we've also seen trends where fouls can pile up quickly, but that is absolutely worth it. Kevin Walker's made some immense defensive plays, and if every once in a while you get a foul called for it, you get a foul call, but absolutely worth it. Jones at the free throw line. The lead is 17, now 16. Jacob Williams comes back in for Mary Washington. Adamson to bring it up, and he does. Jacobson drives. Tipped around a bit, kick back up to Beatty. Beatty connects for 3. Lead back to 19.
And we're starting to see some of these drives open up shooters.
And not sure what, they're going to call that a foul on somebody.
On David Beatty.
Yeah, I assumed it was Beatty because he was immediately calling for the travel. But it was not to be. A very early 1-and-1 though, 7 fouls for the Knights.
Yeah, only 2 called on the Eagles, but the Knights again are getting some wide open shots with their penetrations and their kickouts.
Playing aggressive defense as well. Emerson Burke for the Eagles. He hits the first free throw.
Well, now the luxury is that David has to come out. You're so far ahead.
Yeah, you've got a little bit of room to play with. You never want to think that. But the reality of it is,
A 17-point lead.
he can afford a little bit of a breather. Well, and that's half the points the other team has scored in the whole game so far. Hard drive and a hard foul.
Oh, they call it
Offensive.
an offensive foul.
Offensive foul called on Jace Edmonds. Wow. And I'll tell you, the most impressive thing about that to me, tell me which one of those is his mother. You can't tell. Composed, not yelling, just Rebounded and kicked back by the Eagles.
Nice hands.
Good hustle play on defense. The referee coming over and checking the table. 8-2, that's correct, right? Yeah. Yes, Mr. Referee. If
Yes,
you'd like
it
to do
is.
something about that, we'd be more than happy to see it equalize a little bit. Great hustle play by Jace again. The delayed shot in the air drops.
Shaw.
And that's going to be a foul on the floor at midcourt. Isaac Blue, his second.
And I hate to say it, but the referees are human, and in the back of the mind, things start to equal up.
Right.
So don't be surprised if we see 2 or 3 fouls called on the Eagles.
Start coming
very
the other
quickly.
way. 15 the lead now. Mosley finds Edmonds. Fighting for it, no good. Thornton tips out. Kiss off the glass. That is a difficult shot and a technical foul on the bench of Southern Virginia. Looked like that was called against Coach Greg Winslow. And that's after the made basket at the other end. Very difficult shot by Adamson to kiss off the glass at that angle. So we said you got a little breathing room with the 17-point lead, but
Yeah, a little frustration over there on the coaching staff.
yeah, you never have enough of a gap. You never have enough of a gap that you want to start getting technicals.
And never want to allow the other team to score while the clock's not moving.
Shaw now with 11. He has just become the leading scorer for Mary Washington in this game, and he only had 2 in the first half.
And sat for most of the first half.
The lead cut down to 15 and Eagle basketball. And a blocking foul. They're going to call that on Edmonds.
Wow.
So that's the other thing. You would think you'd start seeing fouls called
Well,
to
because
even out.
of the technical.
That's exactly where I was going with that. As you said, referees are human, and humans tend to reward people they like, and they don't like people yelling at them. Eric Shaw, now 10 points here in the second half.
Yeah, and starting to see that 19-point lead dwindle.
Shaw makes them both. Mosley at the point for the Knights. And that's going to be a foul. Isaac Blue picks it up. He's got 2 here just recently, 3 overall.
Yeah, and now we're starting to see really confused looks. Not surprised looks, but confused looks on a lot of the players' face.
Yep.
Things that hadn't been called are being called. Some things are being made up, I think.
I don't know what you're talking about, Mike. Walker trying to drive through him.
And here we go.
Jacob Williams, I believe that's 4 for him. It is indeed. 4 fouls for him, no points yet. I apologize, we don't track all stats live here. Turns out it's hard enough to get names right and substitutions and everything else. Speaking of, TJ Jones comes in that. Nate Adamson to Walker, back to Adamson. Trying to get Walker open. He gets a drive but loses the ball.
Yeah, huge possession here. The Knights need to get a stop. You don't want to let that lead get to 10.
Great block, I thought, by Jace Edmonds. The referee tends to disagree. And he just signaled Edmonds got him on the arm. I have no idea how that's possible. Coming up from behind, swat the ball over the top. How's that even possible?
Well, that's kind of the lazy way to say what the foul is. Instead of giving the correct signal, you just go ahead and always go automatic with the arm.
The 3-point play there is good. Shaw, 14 in this half. The lead now cut to 10. It was 19 very shortly ago, and the turning point seemed to be that tech on Coach Greg Winslow. Sometimes it's worth it to get a tech to energize your team. In this case, it's not going that way. 2 steals back and forth. Thornton, and a hard foul. That one's going to go against Jones. So smart foul situationally there. Cale Thornton's going to make that shot. Pretty good chance. So to save that sure point, you make him earn it. And he makes the first.
And you want to make sure that you maintain at least a double-digit lead until the 5-minute mark. Once you get there, then you can really start milking the clock and making sure that the Eagles have to come and get you.
Lead 11 now, but the chance for it to be single digits, I believe the first time this half. Jones trying to run the offense. Looks to be frustrated with some of the movements of his teammates. A long shot that time is good by TJ Jones. The full court press back on. Clearly the Eagles thinking the pressure they put by cutting into the lead is going to pay dividends there by ramping in the pressure up here. Emerson Burke picks up his second foul. The lead is 8. Beatty extends it to 9. No good, so the lead will stay at double digits for the moment. Jones really looking to push and gets that floater to drop.
And slowly the lead starts to evaporate. Again, the Knights need to make sure that they get a great shot down on this end.
Jacobson fighting through it. Oh, good. Saying, boy, that.
Oh, saying that the foot had contacted the floor before he let go of the ball.
Yeah, Jacobson did get caught in the air. Went to adjust. And the referee saying there was a little bit of a difference of opinion there on whether he got the ball off before he landed.
Oh,
speaking of getting caught in the air.
Yeah. Great bailout pass there. Or lucky bailout pass.
Very true. 10 to shoot. Emmett Mosley fighting for the rebound. And it'll go the way of the Knights. The lead down to 7.
And the Knights can't go into a shell now. They still have to maintain that attack mode.
Oh, that one very close to being deflected. But Walker able to receive the pass from Beatty. Mosley to Beatty. Hands all over Thornton. No foul.
Oh, my goodness.
Whoa, what the? What? I've asked it before, Mike. I'll ask it again. What's a foul?
Obviously not anything on Kale as they were riding his back.
Right.
Or for Kevin as he got knocked out of bounds. Or for Anders
driven out of bounds
as he got pushed to the side.
Whew. Wow.
Just another day in the Capital Athletic Conference. Tight games.
10 for Jones. Make it 11. Full timeout taken by Mary Washington, and a 19-point lead has evaporated. Is now down to 5.
And the 19-point lead was only 5 minutes ago.
That's a great point. It has not taken long. It's been a series of fouls. It's been a series of difficult calls. It's also been the Knights getting hurried up a little bit, though, and not taking care of the basketball.
Well, some other scores in the Capital Conference now, and a lot of close games. You have Frostburg at York. Frostburg's ahead. This is the men, 49-37. Christopher Newport at St. Mary's, and Christopher Newport's ahead 40-35. And Marymount at Salisbury. Salisbury's ahead 64-60.
Wow.
So a lot of close games. Our game fits right in there with only a 5-point lead for the Knights.
Yeah, no easy wins in the CAC.
No easy wins. We could theorize why. A couple of us would have some conspiracies.
Some theory crafting here. Why not?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at some of the stats here that we've got for the second half. Field goal percentage in the second half, 58% for the Knights, 35% for Mary Washington. They do have 4 offensive rebounds now.
But if you look at the free throws, 20 for 22 from the free throw line for Mary Washington, only 13 of 19 for the Knights.
Wow. Well, 14 for 15 here in the second half.
Yes.
5 for 7. Beatty to inbound. That full court press back on. Beatty brings it up. Jacobson to Walker. So it's Walker, Jacobson, Beatty, Adamson, and Thornton on the court. Three-pointer is good for Kevin Walker. And very, very important time for him to connect.
Yeah, there was some great screens set for Kevin as he went through the lane.
Oh, yeah. And Beatty,
and there's our
jump ball. Hey! I thought we were going to have the referees from the women's game come explain to the men's game what a jump ball was.
Well, that was the correct ball as the offensive player number 1, Shaw, was in the air. David had his hands on top of the ball.
Just put a roof on him, yeah. It's like a volleyball play, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Adamson waits for the trap to come, but then gives to Beatty. 8-point lead, 8.5 minutes. Knights would love to get it back to double digits and really stop the run that Mary Washington has been on as well. 6 seconds. Jacobson gives it off. Got it! Kevin Walker back-to-back threes, and the Knights are back in double-digit leads, and it feels like they're back in control of this game at the moment. And then Nate Adamson just kind of runs into the dude. I don't know about that.
And that's not what you want to do to kill that momentum that you just created.
No. That was an excitement play. That was a I don't know.
Wanting to get on that extra run.
And especially since the free throw percentage that you were talking about, Mike, TJ Jones hits as well. A very high percentage. Better than 93% now. Makes them both. It is a 2-for-3 exchange still, but you'd have loved to make it even better than that. Walker, great look to Jacobson.
Just off the front of the iron.
9-point lead, and the Eagles keeping it up tempo, or at least look like it.
And they got Kale.
What is going on? Cale Thornton called for a third foul. It's been a while. He hasn't.
It's been a while.
So, hey, you know, I'm bored. You know what? I'm going to call a foul on Cale Thornton. I'm going to call a foul on Cale Thornton. That's what all the cool kids are doing. They're calling fouls on Cale Thornton. That's a popular thing, right? Emerson Burke hits the free throw. Oh, my goodness.
Kale can't help it that he's stronger than anybody else. If you run into him, it looks like you get knocked down.
Right. Lead down to 7. Walker, the recipient of the inbound. Oh, Adamson steps up to that. Oh, good look.
Nice dish off to Adamson.
The extra pass finds Adamson open, and the trap.
Move your feet, guys. Move your feet.
Cross the timeline.
Oh, and they're going to get Walker on a little nickel dime.
You have to laugh.
With these fouls.
You can only laugh.
Well, with the fouls adding up, it's going to make this last 7 minutes of the game very interesting.
That's true. That's true. Oh, my goodness. Well, and especially they're hitting the shots.
Yeah, that's one place you do not want Mary Washington right now is at the free throw line.
Isaac Blue's first point, I think.
Yes. Well, again, stopping the clock. They're scoring at a very efficient rate.
Mm-hmm. Got them both. I believe better than 94% now. Jacob Williams comes in.
Yeah, and their shooting percentage from the field in the second half is only about 35%. I'd much rather them shoot than put them at the free throw line.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
A lot of contact coming through there. And that's 5. Williams is done. Just came in the game, and he'll head right back to the bench.
As he is greeted by the student section.
Greeted by the Southern Virginia faithful. Well, it was an 8-point lead at 8 minutes. It's a 7-point lead as we approach 7 minutes. I don't know about you. I don't like that trend. I don't like where that's headed.
No, not at all. Let's see it reversed.
Yeah.
For the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, Jacobson at the line certainly has the capability of doing that. Hits the free throw. It didn't even occur to me this far along with as many fouls as we've seen that it's only the 1-and-1 for the Knights, but that is just the 8th team foul on Mary Washington. And no good on the second. Lead is at 8. Good strip. Great job by Walker.
Again, Kevin, you know, he doesn't know how to dial it down any.
Yeah, the more fouls he gets, the more fearless he plays.
Yeah, and that's one of those reach-ins that could have been called as a foul.
Oh, Beatty looked like he had him clean. Oh, Thornton.
And Colin Thornton. The foul magnet.
I don't know how he plays the game of basketball. I would be losing my mind if I were Cale Thornton. Because what do you do?
Exactly. What do you do?
Timeout taken. Kevin Walker calls that. What do you do? You can't walk on the floor without a foul call. Oh my goodness.
We have to check the back of his jersey and see if there's an invisible sign that says "Call a foul on me."
I'm telling you, he's got like an anti-refereeing website or something that all these guys know about. That they're like, man, wait till I go there. Like, I don't know if well,
6-point lead.
It is.
Could be less than that after the free throw. The Knights have to come out on the offensive end and run something that they know they can get a score on. 7 minutes to go. It gets down to under 4, or then that just feeds the Mary Washington Eagles fire to understand that, hey, we can steal a win here on the road. The Knights need to put that fire out right now.
Yeah, don't let them start getting confidence. Don't let them start believing, because that's a dangerous, dangerous thing that you can give to your opponent, especially when you led by as much as you did. The closer it gets to the end of the game and they're still in it, the more that confidence builds. Whew.
Yeah, and you don't want to get into a free throw shooting contest right now with the Eagles.
No. Not with the way they've been shooting. I will say, though, kind of unusual territory for the Knights down this far in the game. They've only got one player with 4 fouls in Cale Thornton. They do have Walker, Beatty, and Edmonds with 3 apiece. But really...
But the way that these referees have been calling fouls, that could evaporate just like that.
Yeah, but I hate to say it, Justin Langford only has 2. Off that time, Beatty comes up with the rebound. Adamson looked like he wanted to push for the moment, but then slows it down. Walker pulls up, got it. Walker now with 16, leading the way for Southern Virginia. Jacobson deflects the pass. That's 10 seconds. That's 10 seconds.
And no, they called a timeout. We saw.
He can't call a time.
No.
Oh my
Number 2.
gosh.
He was right here.
Oh. So here's the interesting thing. The far referee acknowledges the timeout, points to that bench. The near referee then says, oh, it was this guy right here, who I do think was trying to call a timeout.
He was trying to call a timeout.
But, right around that 10-second margin. Oh, goodness.
Well, and when he was trying to call a timeout, it was 22 seconds on the shot clock.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not without replay. It's not when you call a timeout. It's when the referee's acknowledged.
Right.
Right. If we had replay, they would come over and see when it was called. Good thing we don't have replay.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Never a dull moment. 8-point lead, 6:31 to play. $15 to shoot. Beatty in defense. Good block. Don't know how that wasn't a travel, but it wasn't. And it's going to stay with Mary Washington.
Or a jump ball, because, again,
yeah.
David was on top of the ball.
Roofed it.
And Shaw was off the ground.
Inbound to Shaw. Nate Adamson called for the foul.
And
I'm going to
that's
leave
his-
it at that.
That's his fourth.
It's his third, I think, isn't
Is
it?
it third?
Yeah, it's his third.
Oh, good. Again, I'm having trouble with numbers.
It's all good. As long as the people at the other end of the table keep it straight.
This snow has really thrown me off.
TJ Jones hits the first.
When you start talking about 20 inches in the state of Virginia and how much I hated it, that's all my mind's really on. It's how am I going to survive?
Barbecue and Netflix, Mike. Barbecue and Netflix. 15 now for Jones. Beatty brings it up. Goes hard, but leaves it short. And it'll stay with the Knights. 6 minutes, 6 points.
Yeah, and I understand that David's trying to extend that lead, but really the clock now is on your side.
Yeah. Beatty for three. Too strong. Tipped by Walker, tipped by a lot of people. Comes down to the Eagles.
Again, don't know if that was the best shot that the Knights could have got. And that's going to be on Adams.
So that's four.
There we go. I was just seeing into the future.
Yeah, just a little ahead. Six-point lead. The possibility that it goes to as low as 4. And I'm telling you, the free throw shooting for Mary Washington.
Oh, it's been phenomenal. I don't think they can replicate this ever again.
No.
Only 2 misses in the second half.
And whether you call it the Knights sending them to the line or the refs sending them to the line, they're getting a lot of opportunities to make a lot of those attempts as well. And when attempts are pretty much makes, it becomes a very difficult situation to handle. Beatty. Off the glass, got it. "30-second timeout taken by Coach Caputo.
And that was a much better set that they ran, and David was much better under control. This is what you like to see for the rest of the game.
Yeah, he's got the ability to score in bunches. He really does. He's got the ability to drive to the rack. He's got the ability to pull up and shoot. He's got the ability to shoot from three. He's got the ability to shoot at the free throw line. And a lot of time you like to see him dish and involve other people because he can't do it all himself. But sometimes you need a little bit of that do it all yourself. Well, it's a difficult balance.
Yeah, but they ran that set play for him. That was
right.
a great screen that we saw Anders Jacobson set. Just freed him up, and then David was able to turn and face only about 8 feet away from the basket. With his jumping ability, that's what we want to see. But the great thing was they ran time off the clock also.
The press is back on. Very clearly looking to draw the foul that time is Jones. Trying to get Mosley behind him. Great job by Emmett to not reward that. Inside out. 7 seconds to shoot. Kick to the corner. Too strong. Walker comes up with it. And that's going to be a foul. Eric Shaw, his third. If we recall, he got 2 very early in the first half and sat for a lot of it. Has played almost, if not the entire second, and just now getting his first. So either he's a phenomenal defender without fouling.
Let's just leave it at that.
That was my intent. Whoa. That was a little bit of a forceful box out that time by Jones on Walker.
And
No love on the second.
you know, you got to hope that these misses don't come back to haunt the Knights.
Well, it's a close enough game. They certainly could. And oh my gosh. 4th foul on David Beatty.
Well, that time his arms got caught up with Burks. They were kind of flailing around.
You know, you got to get the 50-50 balls. When it could go either way, you need to get it. But I'm telling you, some of the 50-50 fouls have got to go the other way as well. They just have to.
Hey, come on, stay ready to rebound. Stay ready. Step in, let's go.
6-point lead. And a miss.
Oh, and they gave up the offensive rebound.
Oh, Walker called for the foul, his 4th.
Now things are very interesting. And by interesting, I mean,
Frustrating?
oh, I had some other words for it. but-
Mind-boggling? Free throw is good. I would really love to know what the number of fouls are in this half. It's been staggering to this point. 19-9, our stats team tells us. 19-9, the foul differential. Walker able to barely corral that one. Drive through kick, Beatty, Mosley. Ooh, smart look, but just wasn't able to connect. The lead is 4, as close as it has been in this half, as close as it has been in a very long time, even extending through a fair part of the first half.
You know, I'm an old-fashioned guy, and I go by the motto, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And that screen across for David Beatty that Jacobson sets is phenomenal. Why not keep going back to that until the Eagles prove that they can stop it?
Walker comes up with a big steal. And good effort by him not turning it over despite being surrounded by Eagles. Lead is 4. Knight's gonna burn some clock. Jacobson, Beatty, thought about it, 10 seconds, drives. Soft touch, no, gathers his own rebound. Would have liked to see him pull it out.
Yeah, that would have been the smart thing to do.
Situational. If he had a clear shot, maybe going back up, but he didn't.
Because you could have got the clock almost to 3 minutes.
Baseline jumper is good by Emerson Burke. The lead is 2.
And it hasn't been this close since the first half. Early in the first half, when it was tied 16-16.
Walker dumps down. Good look. Timeout taken by Coach Caputo on the dead ball. Zach Porter, just his 4th point of the game, but coming through when they need it.
So now we're in crunch time. Again, we know you don't want to foul the Eagles because they are shooting lights out from the free throw line.
Well, and you've sent them to the line 19 times. Well, excuse me, not necessarily. 19 fouls, not all of them necessarily shooting fouls, but oh my goodness.
Well, we know at least 14 of those would be shooting.
Yeah.
And they've only missed 2, so
3 now. They missed the one down here. Got the rebound, but missed it. Oh my goodness. 4-point lead, 3 minutes. The Knights still applying that backcourt pressure. Beatty comes up to help, and they're able to outlet to Madison.
still a lot of time being chewed up on the clock.
Yeah, Eagles in no hurry. Good look over the top. And the turnaround is good for Burke. He's got 11. 2 points to lead again. Adamson runs through the soft trap, outlets it to Beatty. Knight's gonna run some clock again.
There's the screen from Jacobson to Beatty.
Beatty fighting through contact, gets the basket and the foul.
And again, Jacobson sets that screen so well.
That's also Eric Shaw's 4th foul, which if this goes to overtime could become very important. Long on the free throw, leaving the lead at 4.
Knights playing in their zone now. Want to make sure they don't give up any three-point shot.
And what can Cale do but stand there straight up? 3-pointer's good. Mark Madison. The lead is 1. Beatty brings it up court, looks to drive.
And that's great that there's a fouls there, but
Stops clock.
it stops clock. But the Knights haven't been hitting their free throws.
Yeah.
At best, we've been seeing about a 50% clip from them.
Jones picks up his 3rd.
This is one of those games that if the Knights lose, they're going to look back at their free throw shooting.
And say could have.
Yeah, or should have.
Yep. One-point lead. 2nd free throw coming for David Beatty. 90 seconds to play. Got the 2nd. Not just token pressure, it's still the full-blown full court. And the pass goes into the stands. Eric Shaw just threw that one away.
Knew the man was open,
Yeah.
knew where he wanted to go, but air mailed it.
Whew. Beatty on the inbound. Finds Jacobson.
Very fortunate for the Knights.
80 seconds. Jacobson to Walker, to Adamson, to Beatty. Beatty drives, finds Thornton. How can he get fouls called on him so much and then get mugged and get nothing? I'm sorry.
Wow.
What is the deal? How in the world can he stand there and
get a
have
foul.
people draped all over him and get foul calls? That happens, he gets nothing. I don't understand. What?
Referees are so subjective.
I'm sorry, Mike. I've tried.
I understand. It's very frustrating and all we ask for is consistency,
Yes,
right? That's all we
yes.
ask for as
A foul
fans,
is a foul is a foul.
As players, as coaches, that's all I ask for is consistency. If you're going to call that early in the game, you call it less than a minute to go in the game.
I don't even know.
Other scores going on. Frostburg at York. Frostburg's ahead 55-50. Christopher Newport at St. Mary's ahead 67-50. And Marymount lost at Salisbury 65-72. That is the final.
Like you said, close stuff across the league, though. We're seeing it everywhere. And not to be outdone,
Yeah,
a
we're
2-point game here with under a minute to play. Oh, my goodness. Well, both teams still have all their players,
Yes.
which is not something we're used to seeing this late in the game.
Well, it looks like St. Mary's is going to go down. That would put the Knights in a tie with them, essentially for 3rd place.
And would
Or,
love-
excuse me, that would put them up in a tie with Penn State Harrisburg.
Under a minute to play. Southern Virginia up 2. They have not trailed this half. And would love to be able to say that in another minute. Ten seconds to shoot. Corner jumper. Got it. Three-pointer for TJ Jones. 22 now. 8-second differential shot in game. The Knights have to get a good possession here if they're going to have a chance in this game. They cannot hold for the last shot. Ooh. Adamson finds Walker from the top. Got it! Three-pointer is good from Kevin Walker. The Knights lead by 2, 10 seconds. And a timeout to talk it over. TJ Jones as he gets across the timeline. Sub 10 seconds. Mike, we have had some really exciting games here in this arena this year. Holy cow. Just when things look grim down here, the three from the corner, Kevin Walker steps up and says, nah, I got this. Whew.
Well, now the Knights defensively, they have to key on Jones and Shaw. Jones, make sure you run him off the three-point line. Do not give anybody a chance to win the game here. Shaw, find him and box him out.
Yeah, yep. Well, no threes.
No threes.
No fouls.
No fouls. And if you do foul, make sure the ball does not get out of someone's hands.
Oh, my goodness. 78-76. A minute ago, I said the Knights had not trailed in this half, which was true at the time. But the three-pointer from the corner, TJ Jones, puts the Eagles in the lead for just a few seconds until up here, Kevin Walker, just ice cold. Top of the key, hits the three. The Knights up by 2. What do you say? I mean, if you lose as the Knights, you feel bad. There are lots of ways you could have won. If you won, are you still happy?
Well, you're happy that you got the win. You come in tomorrow and you look at the film and you go, oh my gosh, if we clean this up, this is where we should have been.
Yeah. Putting on a good show for the fans.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yeah,
you love that. But, oh my goodness, certainly some circumstances that could have meant you never got to this situation.
Yeah.
Ball's inbounded, 9 seconds to play. Mary Washington moving it around, looking for a three. Put it in the hands of Shaw, who drives. Beatty blocks it, it's over! Southern Virginia pulls off the win in the most improbable of ways, tossing away a lead of 19 points to go down by 1 with less than 10 seconds. Excuse me, less than 15 seconds. Come back and take the win 78-76. Holy cow.
Well, that puts them at 5 wins in the Capital Conference now. Realistically, 3 more wins puts them into the Capital Tournament. Seeding, who cares? Get into the tournament, guys, and then let things fall where they may.
Get there and then see what happens. Oh, my goodness. We're going to get an interview with Nate Adamson right here in just a second. He has been a key guy in this game, not someone we've had on the broadcast before. Holy cow, give him just a second to gather himself, the emotions of this game. But we'll get Nate Adamson on the broadcast here for you here in just a second.
Well, Nate, congratulations.
Thanks.
Way to make things so exciting for everybody, right?
Yeah, no, it's hard for us to get a win by 10. We like to make it interesting, always get a close one, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure that's fun for y'all, but for everybody watching, they're on pins and needles. So take us through that second half. You get up by 19. What was working at that point?
We were just moving the ball around and getting good looks, and then our defensive pressure was great, and we were making them take bad shots or get turnovers. Yeah, and then we let them get right back into it. You know, they started driving, and I don't know what the foul count was, but I thought some of them were a little ridiculous, and they hit ton of free throws, and we just let them creep back in.
Yeah, they shot over about 94% from the free throw line. And, you know, the worst thing is they were able to score those with the clock not running.
Right.
Fortunately, y'all were able to stick with it and pull out this win. This puts you at 5 conference wins right now. We went back and over the last 5 years, anybody that's had 8 or more has gotten into the conference tournament. You only need 3 more. What game, I know y'all don't want to look ahead or anything, but what game do you think on the road that y'all can go in and steal an extra win?
Ooh, let's see. I think definitely the teams that we've beat at home are the ones we need to take care of on the road as well, like Marymount or even these guys on the road. I think we can step up and play big. And yeah, if we defend home court and then just steal a couple on the road, we'll be right there.
Well, great job, 13 points, a lot of pressure, some questionable foul calls. We saw some frustration. Congratulations. Go get some rest, and we'll see you on Saturday.
Thanks.
Waiting for Kevin Walker here.
Ew,
Kevin?
sweaty.
Yeah,
That's
well,
sweaty.
you know, Nate was sweating a little bit. I'm sure you're sweating a little bit more on there. The way to make things interesting, Kevin.
We had to, right?
Yeah,
Nothing easy.
that's the way y'all do things. 20 points, some great steals down at the end. We've kind of noticed that the more fouls you get, the more aggressive you get. Is that just something that's in your DNA?
Yeah, a little bit. I get a little mad. Have to try and get the ball back.
I understand.
Make a mistake, you got to get it back.
Well, one of the things that we're looking at here is free throws. You know, they came in and shot 89%.
That's crazy because they were not shooting very good from the free throw line.
Oh, they had a phenomenal night. 27 of 30 in just in the second half.
They shot 30 free throws and a half, though.
30 free throws and a half. Comparatively, you know, you're 8 of 14 as a team. You know, there were some free throws that y'all could have hit that would have not let us be this excited.
Missed a couple one ends.
Yeah, is that something that you think you'll look at tomorrow, maybe on the film, and say, hey guys, this is what we need to really shore up?
I'm sure they're talking about it right now. Coach looks at the numbers. He loves numbers.
Loves numbers. Well, all coaches do.
He sees that 10 free throws. Like, guys, we could have won by 12. Come on.
Exactly. So, are you still sticking with your firmness in you're going to be in the CAC conference?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, we're going to be there.
Okay, well, just some things. I went back and looked at over the last 5 years. Anybody that's had 5 or 8 wins or more conference wins has been in the tournament. You're at 5 right now.
Yeah.
So 3 more are in the bag, right?
3 more. Yeah, we better be able to win 3 more.
All right, well, congratulations. We just wanted to say great job keeping everybody on pins and needles. Excellent shooting. Get some rest. Get back out here on Saturday.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Well, this is Mike Harmon for Art Furler. Thanks for coming to the game tonight. Southern Virginia wins 78-76. Fun time in the arena. Heart stops, I'm sure, for several people. Hopefully this won't be a trend for the rest of the home games.
I don't know. As long as they come out winning, it's fun to call the close ones. It's fun to have the excitement of that. But at the end of the game, the W is more important. So good to see that as well. Oh, my goodness. What do you say? What do you say? We'll leave it right there. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. The final score is Southern Virginia Knights 76, the Southern Virginia 78. That's an important number. Mary Washington 76. The Knights come away with a win in the second game of our doubleheader. The Knights women unfortunately lose the first game. They send them home 1-1. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We will be back on Saturday. Depending on the weather, there may be a cancellation depending on the snowstorm that's going to hit the area. But just in case not, join us again on Saturday for the doubleheader here against Wesley College. For Mike Harmon and the rest of the broadcast team, I'm Art Furler. Thanks for joining us, everybody.